Page 5, Tango. At the top of the page, they're giving you a little bit about accents. Unfortunately, the way they're doing it's misleading. So let me explain a little bit about accents. In theory, when a note is accented, the beginning part of the note is played a little louder or stronger than the rest of the note. So it's ba, and then the rest of the note is even. Rather than ba, it's ba. That's an accent. In piano, we can't do that because once we play the note, the piano takes over and it's just... So for piano, an accent, we just play the note a little louder. That's as close as we can get. Well, at the top of the page, those accents they're talking about are what's known as natural accents. They're part of interpreting the music. A natural accent is an accent that happens naturally, duh. And it's based on the time signature in most cases. I'll talk about it as we go through everything because they're so important and it's part of interpreting the music. You're feeling these natural accents. You may not feel them at first because you're trying to figure out the notes and rhythms and all. Once you get into it and you start getting the music, you feel the natural accents. In 4/4 time, it's the first beat. Well, the first beat of a measure is always the strongest natural accent, period. Any time signature. It's in 4/4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But in 4/4, there's also another accent on the third beat. It's just not quite as strong as the first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. In 3/4 time, it's the 1, 2, 3, 1. It's like the previous piece we did. To hear, we said, feel that. To bum, 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 bum. In 2/4 times, just 2, 2, 1, 2, 1. It depends on the time signature. In 6/8 time, if we have that yet, I don't know. 6/8 time is on the first and fourth beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're natural accents. They just feel them. I'll talk about them more when I get to the interpretation part of this lesson. But that's really what this lesson is about, natural accents. Because there are stronger accents than this. There are accents you force, and there's symbols for them, different symbols for different accents. We'll get to those later. Right now, we're just feeling these. There's no symbol for a natural accent. You just do it according to the time signature. Now, in syncopation, we generally accent syncopated notes. I'll talk about that again in the interpretation part of this lesson. So I'll go through the system for learning a piece of music. Let's see what we end up with. I'll look it over. It's 4 lines long. I just want a general idea how long it is. Doesn't have to be exact. Treble and bass clef, no sharp or flat in this key signature, so we're in the key of C major, so make sure you're doing the scale for C major and A minor, because it also has no sharps or flats. Just go ahead and do them both. Get in the habit of doing your scales according to key signature. Just do them. The trill exercise is the most important part of those right now. And 4/4 time signature. I look it over, I see a bunch of eighth notes, quarter notes, half notes, dotted quarter note toward the bottom, and we got triplets. So gotta love those triplets. Right hand first. Let's see what we got because we're moving around a bit. Starting here, third finger, and I'll put you here to start. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. You see those 2 E's are tied in there? If that throws you, say, I don't get this rhythm. Temporarily take out the tie and play all the notes. And 1 and. That's all the notes. Now once you can do that, then put the tie in. Just hang on to that note rather than playing it again. 1, 2, and during the rest, come up here. Third finger. See, this rhythm is all over the place. And bring 2 down. This way we just kind of walked around here. We changed hand positions too, because then you can clap. Second line. Little finger comes out. Again, we're just crawling around. We do that a lot on piano. You get the feel of this, of moving around a little bit where you don't even have to look down at the keyboard. You just know where you're going. Then the second line is, there's 3, 2. The repeated notes. We do this a lot on piano, and I encourage it actually. When you have repeated notes, you can change hand positions to get ready for what's coming. Here we're in this position. I need to be in this position. I just need to be 1 up. So I can go a 3, 2. That way I'm there. Didn't really have to. I could have stayed there and just brought the little finger up. Two different fingerings. It's not one is right or wrong. It's just different ways of doing it. But we need the practice of this changing on repeated notes. So I encourage that. And then the triplet. 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 Triple or one and a two. One and a two and a three and a four and a whatever. It's a triplet. All four of those notes need to be even. Triplet. Scrunch up. And another one. Then you come down third line, do it again. Now last line. You're here again at 3-2. And then eighth notes. This is similar to a C major scale. So we've been doing the scale. This kind of thing comes in handy because you just do it. You don't struggle with it. Now we're a little bit off on the C major fingering, so we have to use fourth finger on here rather than third. And normally thumb would be there. Well, we're off on that, so we have to use four. So the last two measures, you're here. See, I'm off. I should be here, and I'm here. So I'm just four will do it. That puts me back in position here. So again, the last line. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2. 1 and a 2, 1 and a 2 and 3 and 1 and 2. And then just come up. 1 and 2. Just don't go short. 1 and 2. No, hold it down as long as you can and then come up. Left hand, well, you got the chords here. 1, 2, 3. Well, this is fun. Let's go to the second line. F and G. 1, 2, 3. Now, 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3. I hope you understand dotted rhythms. Well, I have to keep going over them. It's just right after you play the half note, you're going to play that. Last line, you're here. Again, 1 and 2. Rest, during the rest, come down. Reach up. And then 2, 4, that's good. And then come down. 1 and 2. Now we'll have to talk about that. That means both hands are moving at the same time and in opposite directions. That's always fun to do. Let's put the hands together. This should be interesting. Here, start. Now, when I first put the hands together, I hesitate all over. I don't care. I'm just trying to figure out which fingers are working together. Here, and then here, and then here. The second, that quarter note in the left hand's by itself. You have a rest. You ought to move anyway. Two, 1 and a 2. See, as piano players, we get good at this because we do it a lot. You go from triple to duple and back and forth easily. Triple is 1 and a 2 and a feel of 3. Duple is 1 and 2 and. You can do that. 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4 and a 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4 and a. We get good at this because, as a guild, we get it a lot. And this is what we're doing here in the second measure of that. 3 and a 4 and 1 and a 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and a 2 and. Then in the last line, let's do that one. That's a little tricky. It's 1 and a 2. Then come down here. And then here. And then here. And up here. This part. What are we going to do here? Well, if possible, when you're moving your hands, it's really best to move one hand at a time. Because it's easy. That way you can focus on, and it doesn't take a lot of time. I mean, you can move quickly and you can glance at it quickly and things can happen quickly. But it's still easier if you do it one at a time. In this case, we can't do that. Both hands have to move at the same time. Bummer. So practice. We do practice hand movements, going from here to here. You gotta work that out. That motion right there. Once you got that, you got it. 1 and 2. And you're going, it's all showy and things. Oh, love it. Now, once I have the hands worked out there, then I go back through it a few hundred times and I slowly work out the hesitations. Keep the tempo slow if you have to, but no hesitations. And once I have that, then I'll put in the articulation, the expression. Slurs and staccatos and things. We have staccatos, and I'm going to hinge at the wrist and short staccatos. Add in the slurs and staccatos, and then once I have that under control, then I'll think about the dynamics. They don't give you any. Well, isn't that nice? Except at the end you get a loud. Forte at the last measure, loud. You want a loud ole, we're done. Yay, team. Okay, but the rest of this, what do you feel it should be? We want to hear the melody, so keep the melody louder than the chords. Don't play them the same. Keep the left hand in the background. If you feel getting a little louder and softer in places, do it. This is after you've gotten to know it and you're starting to feel the music. Yeah. The speed is andantino. I don't like andantino because people don't agree on what it means. Some say it's a little faster than andante and some say it's a little slower than andante. As far as I'm concerned, all of these tempos are a range and they overlap, so why have it at all? In my mind, it's useless to me. I just think andante and go with it in most cases, yeah. To me, an andante is like you're taking a stroll. You're going for a walk, you're not really going anywhere. You're just casually strolling along. That's andante. That's fine with me. 1, 2, that's fine. Now the pedal. They're adding the pedal for the effect. Where these... the overtones on those and then clean is all. So you have it and then it's off. And then it's on and it's off. You can hear the difference. It is a nice effect. And that's really what this is about. So at the beginning, I'm going to push the notes down first and then the pedal. And I'm going to lift it as I play the staccato because I want to hear staccato. That's pretty much the pedaling throughout. Now, at the bottom, the last line, the last 2 measures, they got this. I don't like that. Yuck. So I'm going to alter the pedaling. You don't like it? Change it. We have options. You could change the pedal with a half note in the left hand. Because that cleans some of it out, but it's still, So you could also just get away with not pedaling the last 2 beats. You don't need the pedal there. And this way all those eighth notes are clean. However, I would like to pedal the last measure. It's loud. I want the overtones. It also helps to hold the note out longer so I can move. And then I'm going to lift the pedal with the staccato note, the last note, so it's... lift the pedal in the hands at the same time. Yeah. Interpretation, again, the natural accents. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you don't feel them, exaggerate them. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. I'm exaggerating them so you can hear them better, but really you just want to feel them. And as far as the syncopated notes, we typically will accent a syncopated note. Syncopation is where you're playing a note when you don't expect it, or you play a note, or you don't play a note when you do expect it. It throws the beat off. It throws the rhythm off. Here. See, you think it, that would be normal. Bum, 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 bum. But here we're doing it early. Bum, bum. So you'd accent. Bum, bum, accent. Bum, bum. Even this first beat gets a natural accent, but the syncopated accent is a little stronger. To feel these syncopated accents and natural accents as you go through it. 1, 2, ready, and go, and. 1 and 2 and. 2. 1 and 2. Rest.